Hello, a very good morning to all of you. Okay, so hope all of you are safe at home and doing well. So we can start today with the topic collagen LCD interfacing, the remaining part of LCD interfacing, and the next part is that is collagen, uh, the stepper motor. So these two parts today I want to discuss with you all. So for that purpose, basically we need to understand the theory of LCD interfacing, and we need to understand the basic of stepper motor, so that what are the different angles and what are the different speed we need to consider for moving the stepper motor in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So before starting with the stepper motor, right now I will first start with this LCD interfacing, which we discussed yesterday, and then we'll go for the stepper motor. Just wait. So the here for the LCD display, we consider this type of LCD. Are you able to see the presentation? All of you, are you able to see the presentation? Okay, fine. So as I discussed yesterday, LCD display nowadays is used in the here nowadays it's used instead of LED. So this type of LCD we are using to interface with our 8051. It is 16 by 2 LCD display panel, where we can display 32 different characters on the screen, different 32 different characters on the screen. And if we consider the backside of LCD display, then on the backside of LCD display, here total number of 17 pins are there, starting from pin number 1 to pin number 16. If you are starting with 0, then 16 pins are there. So the total here 16 pins are there. So from that 16 pins, here first 3 pins are used for ground and power supply. So that is normally plus 5-volt power supply is required, and ground. So ground and power supply, and the next 3 pins are there called as an RS, RW and E. These pins. Okay, these 3 pins, which is the most important pins for our case. So this is what an LCD panel. You can able to see this LCD panel, the front side of LCD panel, the back side of LCD panel on your screen. Now, this is what an pin description. What is the use of each pin? For that purpose, this pin description is there. So I said key first 3 pins is used for power supply and for the ground. Next 3 pins, that is pin number 4, pin number 5 and pin number 6, that is RS, RW and E. These 3 pins ka configuration we are doing. Whether we want to send a commands or we want to send the data, depend on that. The value of RS is going to change. If the value of RS is equal to 0, then that time the data, that time it is used for data. And if the value of RS is equal to 0, then that time the command is sent to your LCD panel. Now here this LCD panel, after this LCD panel, there is a data pins are there called as an DB0 to DB7, and these data pins are from pin number 7 to pin number 14. Okay, so this pin number 7 to pin number 14 is total number 8 pins are there, which is used to send the data. Now from this, here I said ki RS ki value 0, then command is sent. RS ki value 1, then data is sent. So before starting to send a data, we are always started with the command sending. The command sending means we are just configuring our LCD panel. So to make the configuration of LCD panel, here we need to set some value so that the LCD is ready to take the data. So to make the LCD ready to take the data, for that purpose, from this command codes, you can able to see these are the different hex value. So this is what, this is a different hex value which is a predefined. We are not setting this hex value. These are the predefined hex value present. So whatever this hex value present, so this hex value, in this hex value, so this hex values we are using for our LCD, for our command codes, as an command codes. All hex values we are using? No. At a time, we do not require all hex values. Now, from this hex values, from this list of hex values, we are using 5 hex values to configure or to initialize our LCD panel. So which one? The LCD, the hex value 1, that is clear the display screen. I will start with the sequence, whatever the program sequence, according to that I will explain you. So in our program, we are always started with 38. Okay, so this is what our program is. So we are started with 38, that is initialize the LCD to lines 5 by 7 matrix. Then we are started with 0E, display on, cursor on, 01, 06 and 80. So this 0E, what is 0E? So 0E is nothing but display on, cursor blinking. So next one is 0E ke baad, what is the next one? So the next one is we are using the 01. So 01 is nothing but that is used for clear the display screen. If the previous contents are there, then clear that content. Then after this, the C0, that is force cursor to the beginning of first line or on the first line or on the second line. As I discussed yesterday's presentation, 80 to 88F, 80 to 8F is used for first line to set the position of your, to set the character on your, or to show the character on your first line of LCD. And to go on the second line of LCD, you have to use C0 to CF. Okay, so this code you have to give in your program. You have to use this code in your program. Now here we are using move a comma 080 because here we are using line 1 ka position 0. If I want to change the position, because this is a modification in this program, you can do. Okay, so the modification is right now it is started with position 1. So if you want to start with position, you can say the position call as in second line, okay, instead of first line. So you can start with C0. If you want to start, we consider yesterday also one example from from 8C. If I want to start, I want to print PICT, okay, on the first line at the end. So the position of P that I am finding, and that I'm started with 8C. So that 8C, 8D, 8F, 8E and 8F. In this way, it takes the value and it will display that that type of thing on your LCD. Okay, so PICT is started with 8C, and right now in our program it is started with position 0. So this is what a command we are sending. Now after each code, after each value command code, then we call a routine call as a command routine. So this routine, why we are calling this routine? Because to get the LCD key, it is an command code. Here we set the value. Now here you see the value of RS is given as a 0. So we clear the P port 1.0. As I said yesterday also, this config, this pins, that is a port, the port P2 is used or it's connected with our, you can say the data pins of LCD, and port 1 ka 0, port 1 ka 1 and port 1 ka 2 is connected with our RS, RW and E respectively. So that this pin, there's 3 pins, depends on the value of these 3 pins. It understands whether the P2 code, whatever the value we send to the P2, that value is a command or that value is a actual data which we want to display on the screen. So because of that, here after each value, that means after 01 we call the command word, after 06 we call the command word, after 80 we call the command word. So what we are doing in our program, we are writing 2 different routines. One is called as an command routine and another one is called as an data routine. So whenever we want to, we are sending the data, that times we are not calling a command word, we are calling a data word. So see here, after P the data word is called, and after 01 the command word is called. So that is nothing but here initially we are sending a command and then we are sending the data, and that's why here we are calling a data word and here we are calling a command word. And now see, always we need some delay because we are writing a program on our terminal which is having a high speed CPU attached with it. So and LCD is an external interface device. So obviously the speed of LCD interface and the speed of LCD device to get the data and the speed of your CPU is vary, and that's why we need a delay between these two types of thing. And here we are introducing a delay of 255 into 50. So that much delay we are giving in our program to uh, to to get the or between the two different codes or between the two different data values. So this is what actual program of your LCD. So what are the modification you can do in this program? You can change your position. That means LCD ka panel ka whatever the line, the two lines are there. So any one line you can select for your display. You can change your characters. So here you are changing the characters. So I'm sending in this program, I'm sending the PICT. So instead of PICT, you send the different one. Uh, it's a standard. So here we are sending the value that is a 50 into 255. So that much delay we are giving. Okay, because two loops we are using. First one is a 50 and second one is 255. So this standard value we are using in our program, and that much delay is required in the LCD ka program. Okay, so that is what the delay require. And in this way, the port P2 is used for data and port P1 is used for the RS, RW and E pin. And this is what your actual, I will show you the pin diagram. So this is what your pin, this is what your connection is. So RS, RW and E is connected. Now here in this diagram, it is connected with port 3. Now see, this type of changes is also you can you can do. That is port you can change. Just wait. Yes, ask me. In case external ask, can you use any other delay time? Then what should we say? Okay, now see, LCD interface and 8051 or your PC, you can change little what the time delay. But standard we are using this 15 to 255 because that much delay is sufficient. Okay, you can change, but you cannot minimize this delay with the value called as an 10 or 20. Okay, at least you require a delay with the same value or somewhat or plus minus 5 or 10 plus minus with this value. So here the port in this case, whatever the diagram you are able to see on your screen, in that case the port 3 is used for the RS, RW and E, and port 1 is used for DB0 to DB7. But whatever the program I'm showing you, in that program, here the port 2 is connected with the DB0 to DB7 and port 1 is connected with the RS, RW and E. And that's why whenever you at the final practical exam, whenever you are, if you are getting the statement called as an LCD interfacing, you first check whether LCD is connected with a port 2 or port 3 or port 0. What that means, which pins are connected to which port, that you check and then you start to write a program. So that is what the modification in the program is. Okay, so if the external asks can I change the port, yes, you can change the port. So in that case you need to change your wire connection, nothing else. Okay, but by default, whenever in your final practical exam, whenever you will come or you will get the statement called as an LCD interfacing, at that time there is no need to do the wire connection by yourself. We already done the connections, we already give you the ready-made kit. You have to only check which port is used for what purpose, and according to that you have to write your own code in your kit. Are you getting this? So this is called as an LCD panel ka or LCD interfacing wala program. Now Actually this LCD interfacing, on that LCD panel you have to show the string. Okay, right now if you want to check the execution of this program, what do? You go into an debug option. You just say, before debugging the program, see here in the target, okay, there is an options wala field. Okay, you set in the output wala screen. Okay, there is an window called as an output window. You have to give a executable file name and create an hex file. Now this hex file is required for your Flash Magic software. This Flash Magic software is nothing but which we are using between our kill and 8051. So this Flash Magic use this hex file and it will burn this hex file on your 8051 ka ROM, and then you can able to execute the program. So you need to click on this option. See here, I'm clicking on this option, create a hex file, and this hex file is created. So LCD underscore new. This I can change the name also. Okay. So this hex file is created for this program whenever you are building the program. Okay. By default, it is not creating. Whenever you build the program, that time only this hex file is created. One more thing I want to add here. One of you asked me the question, can I use the different you can say device drivers? Okay, so basically devices which we are using in our program called as an from the Philips family, and that Philips family we use the device driver called as an P89. Just wait. Okay, so this one, so P89V51RD2. So can I use a different device for my program? Now listen very carefully this statement. For the assignment number, say assignment number 7, 8, these are only the simulation of this assignments you are doing, that is addition wala program and exchange of block, that is block transfer. Okay, in that program you can use any manufacturer from this list because it is supporting manufacturers present in the list. Now the thing is, for this program, that is serial port, LCD interfacing, and the next one is called as an stepper motor, you have to select Philips wala vendor only, that is manufacturer called as an Philips, and the device called as an P89V51RD2. Now why this type of thing is there? Now in our college, whatever the kits we are using, that is from Dynamolog. I will just show you that kits, just wait. Okay, so I select this one, I say okay, 1 minute. Now are you able to see the lab manual which I open, this Dyna 51? Are you able to see that lab manual? Okay, fine. Now this is what the kit which we are using. So see, number of manufacturers are there for the 8051. What we purchase in our college depends on that. The manufacturer we have to select for our program, and only that kit we are using for our execution or for our interfacing of LCD or stepper motor or the serial port. So now here, this is what an lab manual which is provided by the Dynamolog. Dynamolog is nothing but it's a just a company which provide us the kit. Okay, so that kit is Dynamolog ka kit we are using. Now if you just check the configuration in this lab manual, already I shared this lab manual with you in the Moodle, so you can download that lab manual, you can check or you can read the contents of lab manual. Okay, now here in this lab manual, here they use P89V51RD2. So that they said ki you use this this device for execution of your program. So and because of that only we are using this P89V 51RD2, that device for our program, because we are using a dynamo lock wala kit in our lab. Okay, if you are using atmal wala kit, okay, then that time you use AT89C51. This AT89C51 Sarth, whatever the the 8051 you said ki this device, so that device is actually given by the Atmal. The manufacturer of that device is by the Atmal. So Atmal is a manufacturer. So, but that manufacturer ka kit we are not using in our college. So how we can use that device for our program? So it maybe it will give you the error for that type of execution. So instead of that, whatever the kit we are using and whatever the device they have given us or they have suggested us, only that device we are using for our program. For assignment numbers 7 and 8, okay, it does you can use any type of device. You can use 8089C51 from Atmal also. There is no problem if you are using that. But interfacing onwards, that is assignment number 8, assignment number 9, 10, 11. For that, you need to select this device only. All of you getting what is the use of this device and how to use this? Why I said ki you use this only? Okay, fine. Thank you. So this is what we are doing in our LCD, in our serial port, and the last assignment call as an stepper motor. So this is what an program is. To check the execution in the kill only, what do? You just start your debug option. Okay. In the debug option, you just open, because which port you are using in your program. So that port only you open here. You don't do you. There is no need to use all the ports here. We are using only port 1 and port 2. So you just open the port 1 and port 2 here, and you just check the step by step execution, whether the value of P2, whatever you are setting in your program, that is that you are getting in your parallel port or not, that you are getting in the P1 port or not. So only you can check only that type of thing in your kill. But actual display wala thing, that you cannot able to see in your kill simulator, because it is an interfacing assignment. So that interfacing assignment ka output you are able to get only on that external device. Okay, here in the kill you cannot able to get that type of output, but you can check the output in a parallel port number 1 and port number 2. Now there are number of simulators present in the market, like a Proteus. So in that also you can do the connection and you can check your execution. Okay, so through that also you can check your execution, but that is not a part of our actual practical. So instead of that, whenever the college opens, then that time I will show you the actual execution on the LCD external device. Okay, so this is what an code require for your LCD interfacing, and in this way you can check your execution in the kill only. All of you getting any problem for the LCD? Then I can go to the next part. Okay, fine. So the next part, which is a most important assignment, called as an our stepper motor. So what is a stepper motor? Stepper motor is nothing but, we'll start with the stepper motor first. Now I will show you which stepper motor we are using in our lab. First I will show you that, and then we'll start with the actual stepper motor wala explanation. Now this stepper motor, are you able to see the presentation? So this stepper motor actually we are using in our lab. This is unipolar stepper motor which we are connecting with our 8051, and now you can able to see the rod on your stepper motor. So this rod is moving because of our program. Now, the speed of this rod and the direction and the angle of moving of the stepper motor is decided by our 8051 ka program, is decided by our program. So that we want to do here. The next assignment, called as an assignment number 11, is nothing but stepper motor interfacing with the 8051. So in that case, this type of this type of stepper motor we are using in our lab, and this is a unimolar. Now there are two types of stepper motor. One is called as an unipolar stepper motor, and second one is called as an bipolar stepper motor. Now in our lab, whatever the stepper motor we are using, that is called as an unipolar stepper motor. All of you getting this unipolar stepper motor? So this is this type of unipolar. Okay. All of you listen. Only last 10 minutes is remaining. After that 10 minutes, if the meeting over, then what you do? You again join the meeting with the same meeting ID. Okay, we will continue today with the same meeting ID because I want to finish this stepper motor wala presentation and stepper motor wala assignment. All of you getting this? Any problem? Why? Any meeting is already scheduled? After, okay, after 12 na, it takes only 20 minutes or 15 minutes to explain the stepper motor. Okay, so that we'll finish this stepper motor part. Okay, fine. So now where we are, just wait 1 minute. So this is what an stepper motor called as an unipolar stepper motor. I said there are two types of stepper motor, unipolar and bipolar stepper motor. So unipolar stepper motor we are using in our lab, and this type of motor is present. This motor we are connecting directly. We cannot able to connect this pin, whatever the pin you are able to see on the screen. Are you able to see the motor on the screen? So this motor is having the pin with it. So this pins we are not directly connected with our 8051. In between that, drivers are there, the drivers which are used for this stepper motor. So what we are doing, this stepper motor we are connecting with the driver kit. Okay, and then that driver is connected with our 8051. So this type of thing is there in our stepper motor. Now what actually the stepper motor is, or the principle of working of the stepper motor, that I will show you first. So stepper motor is nothing but a electromechanical device. It is an electromechanical device means what? Whatever the current we are passes, or whatever the electrical pulses we are giving to this stepper motor, it will convert that into a discrete mechanical movements. That means because of that, the stepper motor moves inside because of the electric pulses. It converts that into the discrete mechanical movements, and your what you can say, the rotor whatever present inside the stepper motor, that will rotate accordingly. That is what a stepper motor is. So basically in the stepper motor there are basically the two parts are there. One is called as an stator and another one is called as an rotor. The part which is present at the center, that is called as an rotor, and the part which is present on the four or whatever which is surrounded this rotor, the part which is surrounded the rotor, the four parts you can able to see, that is called as an stator. This is called as an stator, 1 2 1 2 you are able to see. So this is called as an stator, and this is called as an rotor, which may jo whatever the part present in between, that is called as an rotor, and the part which is present, okay, uh, surrounded by this rotor, that is called as a stator. So basically this rotor and stator type of thing is there inside your, now in this diagram you can able to see very nicely. So here this is called as an rotor, phase A, phase B, phase A, phase B. So this is called as an stator, and in between this one magnet is present having the two poles called as an N pole and S pole. So this N and S is nothing but this, whatever the magnet is present at the center, that is called as an rotor, and this part is called as an stator. Now listen very carefully the principle of working of your stepper motor. In the stepper motor, the stator is also one type of magnet, and rotor is also one type of magnet. But whatever the stator is, whatever that magnet is, that has a coil. The stator, whatever the magnet of stator is, that is having a coil which is surrounded to that stator. So here the phase A is surrounded with this coil, phase B is also surrounded by this coil, phase A again, A or A dash you can say, this is again surrounded by the coil, and phase B is also surrounded by the coil. So here these windings are present, this is called as a winding. So here that is the stator is surrounded by the coil, the magnet is surrounded by the coil, rotor is not surrounded by the coil. That is a basic difference between this. Now this coil is nothing but the electrical wire. Okay, this coil is, we are giving the electrical current to this coil, and whenever we are giving electrical current to this coil, then at that time only the magnet which is present inside the stator will get activated. Listen very carefully. The magnet inside the stator will get activated only when we are sending the current to the particular stator. Okay, at that time only the magnet which is present inside the stator get activated. Now here in this way the coil is present for all stator. Okay, the all stators are surrounded by the coil, and here the rotor is only present in between. Now the when the magnet get activated, the stator ka magnet get activated, at that time the rotor which is present at the center get attracted by the pole of your stator. The rotor which is present at the middle get attracted by the pole, by the opposite pole. You know that when it is attracted, if it is having, the stator is having the opposite pole, that means here if it is a south is there, and again in the phase B the south is there, then only the north pole of your rotor, okay, north pole of your, because each magnet is having two poles called as a north pole and south pole. So north pole of your magnet of your rotor, you can say, getting attracted. Okay, that is getting attracted only in case of phase A, that means stator A and stator phase B ka stator is having south pole in that direction, then that time the north pole is equally get attracted by the south pole of phase A and south pole of phase B. So this is what the case is. So all of you getting the stepper motor ka principle working? Yes or no? Okay, so this type of thing is there. So this is what an stepper motor. Now in the stepper motor, now we are going to decide, that means here whether we want to stepwise we want to move the stepper motor, or we want to move the stepper motor in a continuous manner. So that are the two different things present in a stepper motor. Okay, so if you want to move the stepper motor in a stepwise manner, then at that time the here you are moving the rotor in a 4 different step. Now see here, full step sequence and half step sequence. What do you mean by that? Full step and half step sequence, it's a most important thing, full step and half step sequence. So basically full step sequence is nothing but if you are moving your stepper motor. This is your stepper motor. If you are moving your stepper motor in a stepwise manner, in a 4 different step, that means with the 90 degree, 4 different step means what? Of total number of rotation, one rotation takes 360 degree. Rotor ka one rotation takes 360 degree. Now, if I want to rotate this with the 90 degree, then total number of steps I have to form, that is a 4 steps are required to move the rotor in a 360 degree. The total number of rotation is a total angle is 360. So if you want to move this with the 360, so what, how many steps you require? 4 steps you require, and each step is having with the 90 degree. So 90 degree ka angle you are taking, you are considering, then that time if you are using the 90 degree angle, okay, then that time that step is called as an 9 step angle is a 90 degree, and number of steps